Just a quick message to say thank you so much for listening to Magical Storybook English Nanny Bedtime Stories. We now have 5 million listeners around the world, and we love reading every single message that you send to us. We now also have a YouTube channel. You can type our name into YouTube or click the link in the details. So please come across to English Nanny Bedtime Stories and subscribe to the channel. Welcome to Magical Storybook English Nanny Bedtime Stories, a collection of ancient fairy tales and folklore from around the world. Today's story is one of Aesop's fables from Greece. The Wind and the Sun. One day, the wind and the sun were very bored, and so they began arguing about who was stronger. "I'm stronger than anybody," insisted the wind. "I can uproot trees, bury mountains in snow, create waves big enough to smash ships onto rocks, and I can pull the roof off any of those houses down there." The sun just smiled and shook its head. Just then, they noticed a man walking down the road. "All right," said the sun, "I'll challenge you to a test of strength. See that man? I bet that I can remove his coat from his body quicker than you can." The wind laughed out loud. "How foolish you are," it hooted. "You're too gentle. You have no strength at all. I will pull his coat off him in no time." And then it began to blow. It blew and blew. Seeing the man pull his coat tightly around him, the wind grew furious and rolled around violently, causing such a gale that the man struggled to stay on his feet. But the harder he blew, the more closely the man wrapped his coat around him. The sun, who had been sitting watching from behind a cloud, began to giggle. And soon the wind was so exhausted that it gave up. "Now it's my turn," said the sun. "You can try," replied the wind. "But if I, with all my might, could not remove the man's coat, you have no chance." The sun said nothing, but instead appeared from the cloud and began to shine gently. It shone so brilliantly that the man began to wipe his forehead. And then, feeling so hot, he unbuttoned his coat and took it off. "Ha ha! I've won!" laughed the sun. "I made him take his coat off." The wind was furious. "That's not fair!" it groaned. "I'm much more powerful than you." "Ah," said the sun, "but kindness will always get you further towards your goals than force. Didn't you know?"